Portland will be the 18th team in Major League Soccer.
It's the City of Portland's championship.
It is great to be home.
Sports Sunday with Orlando Sanchez.
What is good, everyone? Welcome to Sports Sunday. My name is Orlando, alongside the one and only Art Edwards.
Yes.
This is a better Sunday for you, right?
Woo. Well, they didn't play. My Niners, yeah. Didn't play.
I'm good to have you back in action this way, man. Pumped up for another football Sunday. We got a lot to get to. We will talk about those Seahawks in just a few minutes, so don't you worry. We got you covered.
Yep.
But there's so much more to get to tonight, along with those Seahawks, especially this. Less than 72 hours to go, Rip City. We get you ready for Wednesday's season opener. We're going to check in with Aaron Fentress, who's going to give us some of his predictions.
I like it.
Bold.
Yeah.
Plus, the Thorns monster season continues. The big milestone they hit today. Just keep on winning.
Oh, yeah.
Art, there is never a dull moment when it's the Pac-12 after dark. It wasn't pretty for those Oregon Ducks, but they held on to beat Cal 24-17 on Friday night. It was another one of those slow starts for the Ducks. The offense was stagnant. They had a couple of turnovers. The Golden Bears had the lead on multiple occasions. Quarterback Anthony Brown Jr., he had one of his best games statistically, but he also failed to get the offense going for most of the night. Fans inside Autzen Stadium were booing the offense and even calling for backup QB Ty Thompson. But in the fourth quarter, Brown delivered, leading the Ducks on touchdown drives to tie it up right there, and then taking things into his own hands for the go-ahead score. Then the defense came up with the last-second goal line stand to secure the 24-17 victory. Oregon improves to 5-1 on the season. So after the victory, offensive lineman Ryan Walk, he was asked if he heard all those boos from the fans.
You can't sit there and be like, oh, I didn't notice it, because, yeah, you notice it. And it motivated us. You know, we went to AB, the O-line went to AB. We said, hey, we got your back, have our back. And that's what we showed on those last two drives. We got each other's backs. AB's our guy. He's our leader. We're rolling with him, you know, regardless. So I think that's what great teams are made of.
So the Ducks, they dropped to 10th in the Associated Press poll. They're the only ranked team in the Pac-12 Conference. They hit the road to take on Chip Kelly and the UCLA Bruins on Saturday. So even if they win out, Art, I want to pose this question to you. Will the 5-1 Ducks make the college football playoff?
No way.
You're laughing.
I don't see there's any path to them getting to the college football playoff. With no ranked teams left in the Pac-12, they've got no games that really give them any kind of style points. And the way they play, their games are close. So even if they win, it's not like they blow anyone out. They need to beat everybody by 3 touchdowns the rest of the way.
All right, Art, a similar question there. They're 5-1 and are in control of their own destiny, so to speak, at 5-1. What needs to change?
The playoff needs to get larger. They need to have at least 8 teams.
Right.
I think that's what would be fair.
Well, hopefully they can get some help, and maybe the teams around them in 9 through 1 suffer some losses. All right, let's go to the beach for a minute, Art. How about that?
Like that.
The Oregon State Beavers, they had the week off. Might think they hit the beach for a few days, but no, they were getting ready for Utah. The Beavers, they've looked really good running the ball this year. It's their bread and butter. Had over 300 yards on the ground in their loss to Washington State. That's been the Beavers this year, though. They run the ball. Quarterback Chance Nolan, he's struggled in his last 2 games. No touchdown passes, 3 interceptions. His best game of the year might have been his 4 TD effort against USC. They need him to be more productive moving forward. Next up for those Beavers, Utah in Corvallis Saturday. The Utes are coming off a nice win over Arizona State. The Sun Devils were ranked before Utah beat them 35-21. So, Art, what do the Beavers have to do to get back on the winning track Saturday?
Yeah, I think they're going to have to be able to pass the ball a little bit better. You know, it's not just yards, but you can't turn it over. You can't throw interceptions. I think they have to do that a little bit better and then continue to run the ball like they have been all season.
We've noticed the parity within the conference, so we're going to see a lot of close games. Defensively, They need to come up with a few stops there to give them a chance because Utah's quarterback is now clicking.
He is. It'll be tough and
All right.
fun.
Art, you want to stick in the Pac-12 conference for a moment?
Yeah, let's do that.
Washington State head coach Nick Rolovich still waiting to hear about his future with the Cougars. Rolovich is among hundreds of state employees in Washington who applied for religious exemption. After last night's game, Rolovich was still unsure of his fate as head coach.
Do you know if you'll be coaching here next week?
I do not. I don't have my phone. I didn't check my email after the game. I don't think this is in my hands. So I've been settled for a long time on it, and I believe it's going to work out the right way.
If he does not get the exemption and decides to get the vaccine in order to keep his job, he will have to take a 2-week unpaid leave and miss the upcoming BYU and Arizona State games. Still a lot to go with this story over the next 24 hours or so. All right, Art, we roll to Hillsborough Stadium. Portland State hosting Idaho State on Saturday. And the Vikings, they were not messing around. This is the opening drive, and Coach Barnum breaking out the playbook. Reverse flea flicker, Davis Alexander, Nate Bennett, 44-yard touchdown. Portland State built a 17-0 lead and never looked back. The Vikings improved to 3-4 on the season, 2-2 in the Big Sky. Next up, maybe on the beach. They've got that bye week, man.
Nice.
Okay, a bit of a history lesson this weekend. The year was 1956, and the Linfield Wildcats football team had a winning season. And they haven't had a losing season since.
Nice.
Well, the streak lives on. Linfield beat Pacific 52-23 this weekend, guaranteeing their 65th consecutive winning season. It's the longest streak in the history of college football in any division at any level. This year, Linfield, they're 5-0 and ranked among the top 10 in the country.
That's impressive.
Look out for those boys doing the thing. All right. As promised, you saw it right here, the Seattle Seahawks in action against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Seahawks need to figure it out and in a hurry, but what a game tonight.
Yeah.
This is not what they need. Russell Wilson acting as a cheerleader, and that left it up to Geno Smith to run the offense. Under 70 yards of total offense in the first half. That is not going to cut it. They didn't get going at all until the second half. And it was capped off with a 72-yard drive with Alex Collins. They were down 14-7 at that point. Geno Smith, he got cooking. Short touchdown pass here to Will Dissly. That tied it up. Seahawks, they fought to get this game to overtime, but in OT. Oh no. Geno, the fumble. Watt making the play of the game, and that is a wrap. TJ Watt, the MVP there. You hate to see the heartbreak there. Smith wanting to do so well. This game ends 23-20. Steelers deliver on the field goal there. They're now 2-4, Art. Last time that's happened, 2015, the year after they lost the Super Bowl to New England. How much trouble are those Seahawks in right now?
Real trouble. I mean, at 2-4, especially because Arizona is undefeated. So now it's kind of looking like maybe only two teams are going to, from the West, are going to make it to the playoffs because the 49ers are struggling as well. So they got to, and Russell Wilson's going to be out for a couple more games probably.
Right. This schedule is at least somewhat favorable, but the defense has to continue to play better, and they're going to have to win. There's no more room for error.
No more.
All right, Art, it's time to take our weekly trip around the NFL from a matchup of elite quarterbacks to the NFL's last undefeated team. We got it all, man.
Yeah.
Let's start with a trip to Baltimore, Maryland for the Chargers and Ravens. This was supposed to be a battle between two of the game's elite quarterbacks. Didn't really turn out that way. That was because the Ravens' running attack stole the show. Le'Veon Bell, remember that name?
Yeah, barely.
He scores a touchdown. Ravens rout the Chargers 34-6. Neither Lamar Jackson nor Justin Herbert went over 200 yards passing.
That's crazy. Hey, let's load up and take a really long trip. All the way to London.
Man. Where are we going?
Jacksonville and Miami. The Florida team's going across the pond. Jags riding a 20-game losing streak. Second longest ever in the league. Matthew Wright came up big for Jacksonville. That's late in the game. He hit a 56-yard field goal, longest of his career, to tie the game at 20. And then, as time ran out, he hit a 53-yard field goal to win the game, 23-20. But get this, 6 weeks ago, Wright was working as a software engineer. Both teams now 1-5.
I'm asking everyone in the KGW newsroom, what do you do for a living? What is your hidden talent? Right. I want to know if I'm sitting next to a field goal kicker. All right, that was a jolly good time. But let's come back to the mainland and make a stop in Cleveland. Browns trying to stop the win streak of the Cardinals. Cleveland had no answer for Kyler Murray, though, who's been sensational this season. Today was no different. 4 TD passes. Cards handled the Browns 37-14. Arizona 6-0, the last undefeated team in the NFL. We got more on the other side.
Born ready, it's go time. Lights, camera, action, showtime. The heart of a champion, my opponents hate it. The throne is for the taking, so close I can taste it like. Turn the lights on, turn the lights on.
Remember the song, Turn the Lights On, the soundtrack to our Plays of the Week? Well, congratulations to the artist of that song, Mighty. It was part of the pregame video during the Blazers preseason home games. Full circle moment for Mighty. He grew up here, went to Blazers game with his youth center, said he even got to be a water boy for a season.
Nice.
Now his music is playing at the Moda Center for games. Congratulations, man.
Love it.
All right, Art, Rip City basketball is back.
Oh, yeah.
The Portland Trail Blazers open the season at the Moda Center Wednesday against those Kings. It's the start of the Chauncey Billups era, a focus on defensive improvement and postseason success. So let's talk about it. Joining me now, Trailblazers reporter with the Oregonian, as well as one of my favorite follows on Twitter, Aaron Fentress. All right, Aaron, the Blazers, they go winless during the preseason. What is your level of concern heading into Wednesday's season opener?
You know, it's kind of low. I mean, they didn't look good for sure, but it's the preseason. They're trying to work on a lot of different things. They're putting in new offense, new defense. You got a whole new staff. There's some new players that joined the team, and a lot of them actually missed a lot of time during the preseason. However, I will say this. When you fire a coach and you bring in a new coach, you want to see some evidence that that's going to pay off in the preseason, but I wouldn't be too concerned moving forward.
One more before we get to the predictions here, Aaron. I want to know about Chauncey Billups, what your interaction has been like with him. You've been at practice almost every single day. You've got a chance to talk to him.
He's coming into this fully confident in his abilities, but he's extremely humble about the fact that he's a first-year head coach. He's a second-year coach, period. He coached last year as an assistant with the Clippers. So he's said to me numerous times, like, there's things I don't even know I don't know yet, right? Mm-hmm. So he knows there's going to be challenges ahead. He knows there's going to be things he has to learn, you know, and grow with the job. That's why he went out and got Scott Brooks, right? Scott Brooks has been a head coach for 13 years. He's been to the finals.
I mean, we're going to see a whole lot from that defense.
That defense was atrocious, 29th in the league. It didn't matter who was in the lineup. Yes, they got better toward the end when Nurkic came back, I know, but they still weren't very good. We saw what happened in the playoffs. He has to fix that, and that's going to be through accountability. Now, one point I want to make. It was a little disappointing during the preseason watching them make a lot of the same mistakes and hearing things like there was lack of effort, lack of execution. Like, what? If I hear lack of effort one more time this season, I'm going to call out this entire roster, because that was the problem last year that allegedly Stotts was holding them accountable and making them give maximum effort. That's one of the reasons they brought in Billups. So if these players don't get off their butt and give that effort, then this is a major problem, and maybe you just got to trade everybody.
Oh, all right. Well, with all of that said, Aaron, let's get down to business here. How many wins do you see this team getting this season? Are they a playoff team? And where do they fall in the hierarchy of the Western Conference?
All right, so here's my theory on this. They finished tied for the 8th best record in the NBA. A lot of people don't know that or forgot about that. They were tied for the 5th best record in the West. They were 42-30 in that 72-game season. Now you have 10 more games, it's up to 82. You're going to have Powell for the entire season. He had the entire offseason to actually work with the team and find his role within the offense. If Nurkic and McCollum stay healthy, if everyone stays healthy, unlike last year, there's no reason why they shouldn't win 50 games. To me, that's just basic math. You should be able to find 10 more wins if your defense is 14th ranked as opposed to 29th, and you have 10 more games and you have some cohesion on the team. So for me, the over-under was 44.5, I think, came out in Vegas. I'm taking the over all day because I think they're going to clear 50 as long as they're healthy. And that puts them, you know, you win 50 games, you're 3rd, 4th, 5, somewhere in there. That's sort of where I see them finishing, if they're healthy. And that's a big if.
That is a big if, and it's been that way for so long here in Rip City. Let's see if that type of luck is on their side. Aaron Fentress bringing the heat. You can find him on the Oregonian, Oregon Live, as well as on Twitter. Appreciate you stopping by the show, man.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, man. Let's keep it going, Art. Your Friday Night Flights Play of the Week takes us to Hillsboro. McKay quarterback Kyron Fuimaono scrambling and finds Justice Anthony along the sidelines. And guess where he's going? Whoa. Gone! 70 yards for the house call. Sky 8 was over this game for about 15 minutes. And you can watch all of it on KGW's YouTube feed along with the rest of all the action from Friday night. So head on over there. So who's ready for week number 8? Yeah, I see you raising your hand, Art. Playoffs almost here. Time to choose your game of the week. Skyview has been the talk all year, but Camas is now won 3 straight. We've been waiting for West Albany and Silverton to face off all year. Mountainside has won 4 straight. Can they get their first win ever against Jesuit? Beaverton visits Sunset. Both teams battle for playoff spots. Log on to KGW.com/GOW to vote. Vote early, vote often. Go ahead and go now.
Grinders 3. Rebound Parker. She's left alone. Mission accomplished. That's it. For the first time in franchise history, the Chicago Sky are WNBA champions.
Well, there you go. The Chicago Sky, they won that title on their home floor today. They came through with an 80-74 win in Game 4 over Phoenix. First in WNBA championship, and it is your Toyota Sunday Sister.
That gave me the chills, Art.
Oh, I know it. That was great. Hey, we're going to talk a little soccer right now. Portland Thorns, they were on the road against the Houston Dash. Some interesting things on the line for Portland. Win would give them the Supporters Shield. Scoreless into the 43rd minute, and then Lindsey Horan, she gets the ball in the box and fires it home. Ooh, Portland up 1-0 at that point. It was Horan's 25th goal of her career, third Thorns player to reach the 25-goal mark in her career. Bella Bixby, she was outstanding in goal for Portland. They get the shutout, 12th shutout of the season. That ties the NWSL single-season record. Thorns clinch the Shield with that win, the club's second NWSL Shield. Thorns get to host a semifinal match in the playoffs, but we're not talking about that till November.
There have been some incredible moments in Rip City, Art, from the championship parade to the shot.
Yeah.
Those memories and players over the years have been captured in many different ways. Ball Was Life, a vintage basketball shop in Northeast Portland, is a trip down memory lane. And Saturday, Blazers fan and collector Nate Meads showcased his rare collection of original Blazers photographs that were published in the Oregonian, spanning nearly 3 decades. Ball Was Life owner Troy Douglas on why these photos are so special.
He has amassed a collection of every single Blazers photograph that was ever published in the Oregonian from 1970, the inception of the Blazers year, all the way to 1998 when those photos became obsolete and digital took over. So we have all these photos. The cool thing about these photos is on the back of each one, it has every single newspaper clipping that photo was used.
There are a total of about 1,500 photos there. People were able to purchase some of them on Saturday. Meads hasn't decided if he'll do another sale in the future. We'll be right back.
Eastern Washington quarterback Ari Barrier is probably icing down the arm tonight because dude went off against Idaho, passing for 600 yards and 7 touchdowns. You can see him play right here in November.
Time to go. Good night, everyone.